Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Now, what have you understood by this term investment banking? What is your understanding of investment banking? Have you heard of the term bank? Only then, you will shed all your inhibitions, and then, the classes will also be very interesting. Let me tell you that you have chosen or you have taken the decision to join the right course, which is the certificate in investment banking operations. See, there are a lot of people. You know what the total strength of the bank employees in the country? Or can you tell me how many employees work in the largest bank in the country, namely State Bank of India? How many employees are there? So Larsen and Toubro is a company. So a company means what? It has got a corporate status. So State Bank of India will also serve such companies. Reliance Industries, run by Mukesh Ambani. Mukesh Ambani is the chairman. It is not run by Mukesh Ambani. Of course, there are others. There are other officials. There is a chief executive officer. There is a chief operations officer, etc., etc. Don't bother about the status. But it is a company. It is a corporate. Will they go? Are you all from Chennai, by the way, or are you all from different places in Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir. Different places.
Different places. Yeah. I thought I will start with that, but I didn't want to use a lot of time. See, even if even if you come from places away from Chennai, now you have decided that you will take up this course on investment banking, and investment banking jobs do not exist, or they are not available in cities like Coimbatore or Madurai or Tirunelveli. You can probably work in a nationalized bank, a commercial bank like State Bank of India in Tirunelveli or in Coimbatore or in Madurai. But if you want to be in a good, reputed, multinational investment bank, then you have to be in Chennai only. Am I clear? So that said, there are companies. Company Larsen and Toubro, Reliance Industries, they are all companies. Priya, Nirmal, Lakshmi Lakshmanan, Venkateshwaran, we are all individuals. Can we go to the corporate banking division? I told you the corporate banking division will cater to the needs of, or will fulfill the needs of all these companies only. Companies will require money for their businesses. They will require other services. Will you require money for a business? Unless you do a business, you will not require money. You might require a loan. For what purpose? To buy a car, to buy a house, to buy some other appliance. Only for those purposes you will require loan. And for that, if you go to corporate banking division of State Bank of India officer will tell you, okay, thank you very much for coming to State Bank of India. Unfortunately, you have come to the wrong place or the wrong branch. Please go to the branch on, let us say, in Madurai or in some other place. Some branch they will say, go to this branch. Go to this branch and tell them what you require. They will be able to fulfill your needs. Okay, so therefore, there is one corporate banking division. Now tell me, now I have told you one thing. State Bank of India is the bank, still the bank. Punjab National Bank is still the bank. One division of it is the corporate banking division. Similarly, there may be people who have got a lot of wealth. They may be an individual. You and I may not have a lot of wealth. At best, we may have 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs of wealth, total wealth. Whereas there are people who may have 5 crores or 10 crores. Do they not require some specialized service? Will they not express some specialized service? Will they or will they not? Will they or will they not? And these investment banking, openings will be available only with multinational banks, Society Generale, PNP Paribas, Barclays, JP Morgan, Bank of America. Yes, they have. So all these are multinational banks. What is this investment banking? It is only a commercial bank. I told you corporate banking. There's a separate division for companies, right? There's a separate division for very wealthy people. That is called the private banking. For individuals, you can go to any branch, general banking. General banking in the sense, it is only a commercial bank. Once again, I am telling you one thing, please understand. These are all commercial banks. That means they do business with the intention of making a profit, not with the intention of making a loss. These are all commercial enterprises. Banks are commercial enterprises, commercial businesses. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear? So therefore, you can go to State Bank of India and ask them to open an account for you as an individual. They will do it. In which case, they are rendering the service of a general banker. If Reliance goes to State Bank of India and requests a loan, they will give loan to Reliance Industries also, which will be quite a huge amount, huge sum of money. They will also entertain the request of Reliance or Larsen and Toubro and give them a loan, in which case they will be fulfilling the needs or they will be rendering the service to a company or a corporate, which is done by the corporate banking division. So within State Bank of India itself, there are different divisions now, correct? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
General banking, private banking. Next time when you go on the road, just see State Bank of India, private banking branch, Bazulla Road, T Nagar. Then you must immediately ask, what is this private banking branch? Can I go and open an account there? What is the requirement for opening an account there? Should I have a minimum balance of about 1 lakh or 2 lakhs in my account? Or can I have a balance of only about 500 or 1000? What is it? Don't you know? Should you not ask yourself this question? So you should ask yourself these questions. You all will know it. But the only thing is, we don't, ask. We don't, wish to learn. That's the problem. If we stop learning or if we stop showing the inclination to learn, our growth will also stop. So there are different divisions of State Bank of India, private banking. Now, all these particular State Bank of India, corporate banking division, or the general banking division, or the private banking division, what do? They accept deposits. From whom? From companies. Companies also can place deposits, isn't it? Am I clear? Companies can also place deposits with the bank. Am I right? Can you go and deposit money with the bank? Reliance Industries is there. It has got surplus money. Can they go and keep it as a deposit in a bank?
No, sir.
Yes or no? See, anybody who has got a surplus money, you may have surplus money, in which case you will go and open a deposit. I'm not saying a savings account. You will go and open a term deposit. You will deposit that money for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Similarly, Reliance has got surplus money. They can also go and open a deposit with the bank for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. But to which branch, to which division of the bank will they go? You will go to one division, you will go to a general branch. Reliance Industries, they will go to the corporate banking division. So corporate banking division, State Bank of India, which is a bank, its job or its function is to accept deposits and give loans. Clear? That is the definition of banking. If State Bank of India as a bank does private banking business, does corporate banking business, does general banking business, what is this investment banking? Is it a separate bank, unlike State Bank of India, which does not do investment banking? No. Your answer is should be no. Investment banking is also another arm, another branch of the same bank. It can be within the bank itself. I can have a division for investment banking within the bank itself, or I can set up a separate unit or a separate entity, which can be a child or a subsidiary of the parent, namely State Bank of India. Am I clear? When I say investment banking, now you have to understand. I told you can go to State Bank of India, Reliance Industries can go to State Bank of India, some other company can go to State Bank of India, a person who has got a lot of wealth can go to State Bank of India, open deposits, and that those deposits collected by State Bank of India will be given to people like me, who is a borrower. I want to buy a house, they will give me a loan. Some other company wants to borrow, they will give a loan, etc., etc. Now, what is this investment banking then? You have to question yourself, correct? So, when I say a commercial bank, you must always immediately identify the business that they do. The business that they do is to take money or collect money as deposits from the public, from businesses, and give it as loans to businesses and to individuals also. That is the definition of banking, commercial banking. See, I gave you the example of going to a bank. You can go to a bank and take a loan, or you can go to some other entity and you can also take a loan. But is it possible in the case of an individual? No. Am I clear? In the case of an individual, if suppose you want a loan of 30 lakhs, you have to necessarily go to a bank only. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, companies, they have a choice. What choice? They don't have to go and borrow from a bank because the interest charged by the bank may be higher. Instead, if they go to the market and issue some instrument, all these things you will learn in the course of your program. What are these instruments? What I'm referring to, all those things, the faculty, whoever is going to take the classes for you, will definitely dwell upon all these aspects. Instead, if a company wants to borrow money, by not going to the bank, they can issue some instrument, which is called a debt instrument, or also known as a bond, and then borrow money. Now, who will help them in identifying who is willing to lend to them? Am I clear? Imagine Reliance Industries doesn't want to borrow money from a bank. Still, it has got a requirement. It is expanding its projects. It is expanding its business. It is expanding Geo. It is expanding Reliance Retail. It needs money for further expansion. It needs to open more stores. If it has to open more stores or if it has to enlist more subscribers, obviously it has to market it. It has to take a place. It has to pay the rent. It has to pay the deposit. It has to procure the goods. All these things require money. And Reliance, if thinks that if it goes to the bank, it will be paying a higher rate of interest. Instead, what it does is, Reliance is a very strong company, isn't it?
Yes,
Is
sir.
Reliance a strong company or a weak company?
Strong company.
A strong company. So Reliance is a very strong company. It doesn't want to go to the bank. It can dictate terms. So what it does, it goes to the market. Market means what? There is no physical market. It goes to some market called the financial market. What is this financial market? What is this financial system? What are the products traded in the financial markets? All these things will be part of your curriculum in investment banking. Am I clear? I am only giving you the introduction or the overview about what Reliance can do in case they don't wish to go to the bank. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So Reliance will go and issue something. Just like share, it is not share. Share is one thing that is called equity. Now, just similar to share, they will issue another instrument called debt or a bond and raise money from public. But which public Reliance knows? Which investor Reliance knows? Is Reliance, in touch with investors? Do they know who are all willing to invest in their company? Who are all willing to lend money to their company? Will Reliance know it? Will Reliance know or not?
Yes, sir.
How will they know? How will they know? Reliance is in the business of refining crude and then converting it into diesel or petrol. It is also in the business of providing wireless communication to the general public. It is also in the business of providing goods to customers by way of their retail outlets. How will they know which investor is interested to lend money to that company? Will they know it? Can it identify easily? Everybody knows Reliance. I'm not saying that nobody knows Reliance. Everybody knows Reliance. But will Reliance know who is willing to lend money to it? If it issues a debt instrument,
No, sir.
it is not easy. It will not know. Clear? Does Reliance know that Life Insurance Corporation of India, otherwise known as LIC, will be interested to lend money to it? It does not know. Does Reliance know that the Employees Provident Fund Organization or the pension fund is interested to lend money to it? It does not know. Does Reliance know that Nippon India Mutual Fund is interested in lending money to it? It does not know. Then who will know it? Somebody, you have to use the services of somebody, isn't it? Let us say that you want a house on rent. Do you know who is willing to offer the house on rent to you?
No,
Can you
sir.
identify immediately? Did you get my question? You want a house on rent. Can you immediately locate a house? Or can you immediately locate somebody who is willing to give the house on rent to you?
No, sir.
Then what will you do?
So we get only if we approach, sir.
Yeah, how will you approach? That's what I'm asking. How will you approach? You have to see the to-let board, correct?
Yes, sir.
If the toilet board is not there, people like me, I will not hang a toilet board outside my house. I don't want people to know that my house is available for rent. So the toilet board, may not work. What will you do? What will you do? You want a house on rent. Let us say you are new to a place. Let us say that you go to, let us say, somewhere in Calcutta or somewhere in Hyderabad. You are new to that place. You want a house. What will you do?
We'll search in online platforms, sir.
Online platform. Online platform, what? Correct. Good. Online platform or physically also you can do. Today you are youngsters, you all prefer to do all activities online only. Right? You don't want to do anything offline. You don't want to do anything physical. If you ask me what I will do, what you said is also right. I will go and find out if there is any broker. Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
I will find out if there is any broker. If there's a broker, I will ask him, see, I want a house in this location. This is my budget. This is the deposit that I can give. Are there houses available? Show it. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Then the broker will say, don't worry, sir. I've got 3 or 4 houses. You can come and see it. What will you do? You will go and see it. Correct? So what is he doing? The broker, he is the middleman. He is connecting you, the person looking a house for rent, with another person who is willing to let the house on rent. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now similarly apply the same logic to Reliance. Reliance wants to borrow money. It is willing to issue debt, but it does not know who is willing to lend. Here is where another specialized class of bank, which is also part of the overall bank. Namely, I told you State Bank of India has got different divisions: corporate banking, private banking, general banking. Now, State Bank of India, it says, don't worry. Oh, this is your requirement, is it? You need such kind of services? Okay, I will set up a separate department, or maybe I will have a separate unit or a separate subsidiary to cater to your needs or to fulfill your needs of going to the market, issuing some debt instrument and raising money. Such an unit is called an investment bank because it connects the investors on one side who are willing to lend money to Reliance Industries through the middleman called the investment bank. Is the investment bank giving the loan there directly?
No, sir. Acting as a middleman.
In the example that I gave you, is the investment bank giving money?
No,
Suppose
sir.
you wanted a housing loan, you went to State Bank of India and borrowed, correct? State Bank of India gave the money directly to you. Now here, the investment banking division of State Bank of India, what is it doing? It is only helping Reliance to raise money from LIC or the mutual fund or somebody else. Correct? Am I clear? I am making things very simple for you so that you don't get confused between what you are going to learn. Correct? Okay. That said, so Reliance now will be easily able to raise money from the market because this particular middleman, I am not using the term broker because broker is a word which has got a negative connotation in our Indian context. Correct? We look down upon brokers, isn't it? Oh,
Yes,
where
sir.
are you working? I'm working for a stockbroker. Oh my God. Oh, you're working for a stockbroker, is it? That's all. They will look at you up and down. Correct? Broker is not a negative term. That is why all these, all these, laws, all these, rules, they will never use the term broker. If you go and look at SEBI's guidelines or any guideline of National Stock Exchange or any guideline of the Banking Act, they will never use the term broker. They will use a very good word, which is known as intermediary. Clear? A broker is an intermediary, somebody who acts on behalf of both the buyer and the seller, or the borrower and the lender. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So Reliance has raised money now. Where did they go? They went to State Bank of India. Which division? Investment banking division. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So that means
Yes, sir.
the investment banking division of State Bank of India, they must have excellent contacts with all these people, like the mutual funds, like LIC, like the pension funds, the hedge funds, all those things you will learn in depth when you join the class, when you join the program. Essentially, I wanted you to be aware of what you will be doing if you take up this course. Will you work in State Bank of India OMR branch, or will you work in State Bank of India, let us say, which branch, Srinagar branch or Tallakulam branch? You will not work there. Where will you work? First of all, State Bank of India Investment Banking Division is not within State Bank of India. That somebody will explain to you. The faculty who is going to handle the program, they will explain to you. If State Bank of India does not have an in-house state investment banking division, how do they provide all these services? As I said, they can also have a subsidiary. And that subsidiary of State Bank of India, which does these investment banking activities, is called SBI Capital Markets Limited. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, SBI caps. So now you have understood. I told you who are all the clients or customers of the investment bank. People who have a lot of money. I want to invest. I am a mutual fund. I am a hedge fund. Hedge fund, mutual fund. What is the difference? All those things. Once again, you will go through all those things in great detail if you join this program. So you must know these funds, hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds, then insurance companies, all these people, they are customers of the investment bank. So they will say, I want to invest in India. Let us say a hedge fund in America, or a hedge fund in Europe, or a mutual fund in America, or an insurance company, American Insurance Group in America. They want to invest in Indian markets. They want to buy Indian stocks. Who will help them? Who will help them? The same damned investment bank only. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Right now, suppose you have a share. Let us say that you have invested in some company share, or you have a loan. All these things are, once again, I'm just giving you only the overview. Now, suppose you have some equity share. Do you think you are safe? Your money will not go down at all? Your capital, whatever money you have invested, it will remain as it is? Yes or no?
No,
Huh?
sir. No,
No,
sir.
correct. You may lose your money, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Right. You may lose your money. If suppose you don't want to lose your money, what will you do? Suppose you don't want to lose your health. What will you do? You will take some steps to protect your health, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, if you have got some investment and if you fear or if you believe that your investments will lose value, you must take some protection to ensure or to make sure that your investments don't lose value. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
That is what is known as a derivative. You will enter into a derivative transaction. And who will facilitate or who will enable the derivative transaction? You are the investor. You are the hedge fund in America. You want to invest in India. You have invested, but you are worried about the investment turning sticky or sour. Therefore, you want to protect the value of your investment. You want to enter into a derivative transaction. The investment bank will take the other side of the transaction. You are one side. The investment bank will take the other side of the transaction and enter into a derivative contract with you. What is this derivative contract? What are the different types of derivatives? All these things you will learn in great detail once you take up this course on investment banking. Do you all read any financial newspaper every day? Also, I'm
Sometimes.
asking a simple question.
No,
Do you
sir.
read or not?
No.
No, right. Okay, it's all right. I will tell you what all you should do to become a very successful person. You must take up this program. You must complete this program seriously. Get into an investment bank. Start earning money. Build up your qualification further. You should not know. And when will you start, appreciating whatever is written in the paper? Only when you join and complete some programs like investment banking program, etc., you will know. Oh, this is what it is it?
Yes, sir.
Right? So with that background, I think it is up to you now, for deciding, when you should take up this program. You'll have a very interesting journey throughout. Don't worry about it at all. You'll have a very interesting journey. You will learn a lot in the area of finance. And after that, Phire, I think they will also provide the placement assistance for you. After you complete the program, they will also have some mock sessions, interview sessions conducted, and then they'll send you finally for the real interview. You can get succeeded there, you can get placed. And after that, once you get placed, you have to grow. And for that, what all you should do, that will be told by whoever is going to handle the session for you. Right? Shall we break now?
Yes, sir. Actually, it was really nice having you in the sessions. I am Dinesh here.
Oh, Dinesh, is it?
Yeah, I'm the manager for the investment banking course in Veranda Phire, actually.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
it was great having you in our sessions. It was very much informative and the useful things you have shared with us. I hope all the students who have attended the session will be very much happy to have this. Thank you so much for the informative things.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll end the session now.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.